We have a lot of things to talk about today, a lot of things in the news. I saw a brother's posted a poem. Sister did a poem, and it was very insightful, very inspirational. Before we show the poem, I want to read two basic scriptures that we all know, we all love, but many times we take it for granted and don't realize the power behind it. Let's open it with the color of Christ, Revelation chapter 1. Very basic scripture. Everybody say, yeah, I know it. But what I'm going to show you in this is something that, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So the key word you want out of there is the wool word. You want to stress and emphasize the word wool. Not stringy hair. Not that there's any wrong with stringy hair, because I know some brothers and sisters have stringy hair. But the point is, Christ did not have stringy hair. He had woolly hair. So the truth is what matters. Come on.
As white as snow.
So it was fully white. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And
he drunk much wine. Come on.
And his feet.
Now we get to his feet. Come on.
Like unto fine brass.
Fine brass is brown. Come on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So his feet looked like they was burned in a furnace, letting you know he was a dark-skinned man with woolly hair. Now give me the one of Daniel, please. Now we take this, many times brothers go to camp, I'm not reading, everybody know that already. You'd be surprised how many people don't know that. Come on, Daniel 10, 5 and 6.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl.
So beryl means green. It means he had a green garment. Go ahead.
And his face as the appearance of lightning.
So he had a glow on his face, like power emanating from him. Go ahead.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
He drank wine in moderation. Come on.
And his arms and his feet.
So Daniel saw his arms and his feet.
Like in color.
That's the word you want to stress. The color right there. Color. You want to stress that word. Come on.
Color to polished brass.
Meaning a brown-skinned man. Now it says polished brass, which means brass burned in the furnace. Come on.
And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
So now I want to show us a video. Belief Blog CNN. This goes for all of y'all that think everybody knows and believes that Christ is black.
When I saw this headline, I kind of laughed, and I said, oh, this is so ridiculous. Yet another person claiming it's racist to have a white Santa, you know? And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa. Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. You know, I mean, Jesus was a white man too, but you know, it's like he was a historical figure. I mean, that's a verifiable fact, as is Santa. I just want the kids watching to know that.
Pause right there. Stop. Now, this went out to millions of homes that Jesus is white. He's a historical figure. You would be surprised. Millions of people still believe that. That's why I said we cannot get complacent thinking, everybody heard Revelation 1:14, they know that already. No, they don't. They don't know it. If they knew it, guess where they would be? Up in here. But they ain't in here because they don't believe that. They're still in a Baptist church, still in a Catholic church, which means they don't believe it.
Exactly, although it's written in here. Now, can I say something real quick about the attitude? Could you just play that part where she said that? Go back to what she said about Christ being white. I want y'all to pay attention to her demeanor as she said that.
When I saw this headline, I kind of laughed, and I said, oh, this is so ridiculous. Yet another person claiming it's racist to have a white Santa, you know? And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa. Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. You know, I mean, Jesus was a white man too, but you know, it's like he was a historical figure. I mean, that's a verifiable fact, as is Santa. I just want the kids watching to know that.
Stop. The way she said it like she had the authority to say that. She said it with conviction. Although it's not in the Bible, she said it like we always say. If white folks say it, we just go along with it. The way she said that as if we're just going to blindly follow. She said it with the conviction like she knows she's going to get the support behind what she said. Y'all checking out what I'm saying? She didn't say it like it was a question. She didn't say it like, you know what, I know I'm going to get checked on this. She said, if I just say it and say it with conviction, I know that the people will believe me.
So now we're going to watch the sister Crystal Valentine, who makes the point, and the poem that she does is wonderful, is beautiful, is inspirational, and she addresses this, what we just saw.
And the news reporter says, Jesus is white. She says it with a smile on her face, like it's the most obvious thing in the world. So sure of herself, of her privilege, her ability to change history, rewrite bodies to make them look like her. She says it the same way politicians say racism no longer exists. The same way police officers call dead black boys thugs. The same way white gentrifiers call Brooklyn home. She says it with an American accent, her voice doing that American thing, crawling out of her throat, reaching to clasp onto something that does not belong to her. And I laugh to myself. What makes a black man a black man? Is it a white woman's confirmation? Is it her head nod? Is it the way she's allowed to go on national television and autocorrect the Bible and God himself tell him who his son really was? What makes a black man a black man? Is it the way reporters retell their deaths like fairy tales? Is it the way they cannot outrun a bullet? How can she say Jesus was a white man when he died the blackest way possible, with his hands up, with his mother watching, crying at his feet, her tears nothing more than gossip for the news reporters or prophets to document, with his body left to sour in the sun, with his human stripped from his black. Remember that? How the whole world was saved by a black man? By a man so loved by God, he called him kin, called him black. Now, ain't that suspicious? Ain't that newsworthy? Ain't that something worth being killed over?
Well, all righty then. That's some powerful stuff right there. I know you. I'll translate for you later, Lava, but it was good, brother. It was good.